I thank you for staying with us. This first leg of the conversation is about all the Oyo politics, actually, where yesterday or in the last 48 hours or so, there has been a video that has been very, very viral, has gone viral, where uh, allegedly now, as they say, that video showed the wife of the late, Senator Ajimobi, that's the former governor of Oyo State, where she appeared to assess some things that are very, very extreme about Oyo politics. But she has gone ahead, actually, to deny that particular video. And what was said there in that video was, we are going to war in 2027. It's going to be war, head-on war. PDP must go. Whatever they want to do, whatever they want to try, whatever trade, all power belongs to God, but we are going to back God and we are going to fight them. Whatever they have in the state, we have at the federal level. We have money. They have money in the state. We have money in the federal level. We have all the support we need. We are not going to be intimidated. So let them get ready. For us, we are ready for them. Just like I said, some have come to be very extreme, and some will say, oh, it's fake. And the denial came, from our office where it was, I think it was issued a few days ago to say the refutation of fraudulent AI-generated video of Dr. Mrs. Florence Ajimobi. That was the heading, actually. And the statement explained that a digital forensic review had been conducted on the footage and concluded that it was fabricated using artificial intelligence. Digital forensic reviewers confirmed that this video is a synthetic fabrication created using generative AI. You know what? Take a look at the video.
War in 2027. We're going to...
Please give us some volume.
War in 2027. That's what I tell you. It's going to be war. Head-on war. PDP must go. Whatever they want to do, whatever they want to try, whatever tricks, all powers belong to God, but we're going to beg God, and we're going to fight them. Whatever they have in the state, we have at the federal level. We have money. They have money in the state. We have money in the federal level. We have all the support we need. We're not going to be intimidated. So let them get ready for us. We are ready. We're going to war in 2027. That's what I tell you. It's going to be war. Head-on war. PDP must go. Whatever they want to do, whatever they want to try, whatever tricks, all powers belong to God, but we're going to beg God, and we're going to fight them. Whatever they have in the state, we have at the federal level. We have money. They have money in the state. We have money in the federal level. We have all the support we need. We're not going to be intimidated. So let them get ready for us.
All right. That was that video, or that is that video that has been generating so much controversy on the matter, in which a political statement, accredited to our office, has said that is, AI generated and is a deep fake, content put up by, wherever they are. We look into that because of the program today. We have Mr. Isiaka Babatunde Gbadamosi with us. He's from Oyo State. He's a politician as well, but much more a public affairs analyst. Mr. Gbadamosi, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Femi. Many thanks for having me, and good morning to our listeners out there.
Right, so we talk some of your politics today. So we start with that viral video, which I'm sure you have seen. The world has seen that, and it has been denied by a statement from, Mrs. Florence Ajimobi's office. But what do you make of that video? And when you first saw it, and maybe you could put some context, really, do you think there might have been a reason why she might have said that, if actually it is true?
Okay, we're going to be speaking to issues as it were from the perspective of what we have seen.
Right.
And we might be looking at the fact that she has already denied the fact that that wasn't from her. But looking at what was said and the context in which it was said is another kettle of fish, because from what is gathered from the information I got, that video was done sometime last year, maybe sometime middle of last year or thereabout. And it tells me that there are a number of things that are happening within the politics of Oyo State. And it's for anybody who is within the system to understand how it's panning out. Dr. Mrs. Ajimobi is not a politician per se. So I would want to cut her some slack in the use of words and the way she speaks to issues. But one thing we must face squarely and accept where we deny the facts. For somebody like me, as a public affairs analyst, a political analyst, and a student of history, politics is war. That is a fact. Anybody who does not know that does not understand what politics is all about. And if you take it from the time we can really relate with, I mean, the feudal time, the medieval era of Europe, and all the wars that happened between France, between England, supremacy, dominance, and all of that, between Russia and all of that, and coming also to the fact to the evolution of the United States of America, where you have people who moved out of Europe, out of persecution, out of a conviction and all of that, to America to start. You know that the issue of politics, resource control, dominance, and all of that is war in itself. When the Americans got to America, they met some aborigines there, and they've actually wiped them out to be able to take over the space. And if you look at Nigeria's recent history, you go back to as far back as 1960 and thereafter, you see that we have seen this over and over again. And coming to the recent history, you see people like former President Olusegun Obasanjo make statements like the election is a do or die. Former President Buhari also makes statements to the fact that this election, the baboon and the dog will be soaking blood. These are a way of anybody who cares to listen. It might not be 100% of victory, but it's what that everything is deployed, other than physical violence. Everything is deployed. Money, tax, smear campaign, mischiefs, everything you can think about. And the fact that for me that this video is coming out at this time, is coming out at the time she's been screened, and now an ambassador designate, it tells me also that this is part of the war we're talking about, because some people are putting this in the public space because they want to create a dent on her image, her personality, and all of that.
Mr. Gbadamosi, I'd like to just come in there. Please hold on. Please hold on. Is it the people that are trying to put a dent on her image, or she put a dent on her own image with the statements that she made some time ago? I mean, people only dug out that particular video. They didn't force her to do the video, and we are not even sure if it's a deepfake or it's actually true. But whatever it is right now, going by what we have at our disposal, if she actually made such statements, is it the people's responsibility now? I mean, is it the people's fault that she has made such statements? Is it the people that are really, putting the image on her, or, reflecting are in such light, or it is something she did herself?
No, I'm not saying the people as in the general populace. I'm saying the political actors. The question you might ask is, why is this video being put in the public space now?
It has been in the public space
when she mentioned it.
It probably has been in the public space, but what's redug?
Okay. Oh, it has been in the public space, so why has it not gone viral? You see, the thing is this: in the game of politics, every trick in the book is deployed. People would now. Let me tell you something about Mrs. Florence Ajimobi. the wife of the former governor, and she's also a power block in the APC political party within Oyo State today. Okay, so if anything you could do to create a problem for her, an image issue, it goes to her, it also goes to the APC. So this is a game, and whoever is doing this, or whichever group brought this out at this time, have a purpose they want to achieve as a result of this. And these are what we are talking about in the political space. So for me, it's part of the game of politics, and you just need to understand how to do it and what to say and what not to say. There are things that are facts, but like I said, they are written, they are spoken, and that is what politics is all about most of the time.
All right, fair enough. But let me ask these questions, because it's good that you put, you made a foundation on what politics is in actual fact, for the feudal era to colonial days, and the conquest days, and even as recent as a statement, something similar attributed to President Obasanjo and maybe the late General Buhari as well, where that very infamous baboon was soaked and all of those things that caused problem in Bauchi State that ended many persons' lives. Remember, I had some, youth corps member friends who lost their lives in Bauchi when that statement was made, and there was no apology, no nothing. So the issue sometimes is not even what was said, it is how it is taken by the foot soldiers of these politicians or semi-politicians, as you might put Florence Ajimobi. In fact, some will say, maybe you're not your regular politician, but give it to her, she is a politician. You just say she's a power block, she's a power broker in all your policies. Two questions for me. Number one, what is there in this particular context now, you as a communicator as well, and of course a politician, and I'm throwing that in because the influence that you people carry and the way, the extent some of your followers can go with whatever is said or whatever is picked up by some of your fans and supporters. Do you think anything is wrong and anything is new in these statements that we are seeing in that video? This is war, we'll go to war. PDP must go. They have money, we have money. They have money at the state, we have money at the federal level. Looking at this trajectory, do you think there's anything wrong there, really? And there's anything new?
Okay, everything is wrong with that statement. I mentioned earlier that what you put out in the political space, there are ones that are meant not to be spoken. There are ones that you say. There are ones that people will take literally. They would look at it as the way you said it, and your followers might act on it directly like that. Right. They might not understand it in the light of the way you have said it. So for me, I think everything is wrong with the statement. It is not an appropriate statement for the public. But the truth about it is this. This is what politicians do. They put everything into getting elected, into acquiring political position, into resource control, into dominating the system and their party winning elections. But most of these statements can be taken literally by those who are listening to it, and that is why it is not appropriate for such statements to be made. And I think that those that are the media handlers of Madam Ajimobi should do better in terms of looking at what you advise her in terms of what she says and how she says it. Because as it stands today, she's a force to reckon with the politics. And there is no way you could take her out of the equation. Anyway, that is the fact on the ground today.
All right. Quickly, now, the statement has been denied by a statement from our media office to say it's deepfake, is AI generated. She never said this. But I saw a report again where some person said they have used the same AI to fact check, and that indeed, those persons have claimed that yes, she said it. Although not yesterday, not this week, she said it, sometime last year. And they put a contest to say she said that maybe when there was a lecture that was put on, in the honor of her husband. And, after all of that, maybe she was quite emotional, she was quite hurt, she possibly somebody who is still mourning her husband, and maybe people who cut her some slack on that. But the fact, according to public statement, is the fact that that statement has been denied, saying she didn't said any of that. But looking through that statement, Mr. Gbadamosi, that statement was not attributed to anybody. It wasn't signed with anybody's name, just a media office. Doesn't that show that maybe somebody is not trying to be hold responsibility here? It's just a statement from our office. No name, no signature, no nothing. Does that cut it for you?
Oh, well, that's why I said earlier, our media handlers are not doing a very good job with this. As far as I'm concerned, if that statement, if she actually said that, there's nothing wrong in the media office of the first lady to come out and admit that, yes, this was said, and also to put forward the context in which it was said. From watching that video, what I see is, I saw there is another woman behind her who was virtually sobbing and trying to clean her face, wipe some tears or something like that. It tells me that there seems to be a very tense environment, and there are emotional issues around that incident. So I think maybe the media handlers should have maybe admit to what has happened and provide a context to it, and also go further to deal with whatever it has thrown up, and withdraw whatever statement that needs to be withdrawn. I mean, in PR, one of the things you do is for you to go for full disclosure, because people will get to know the truth about it. And when they know, they will look at you and your handlers as people who are not being straightforward. So I think they are not doing the job as it were.
All right, so let's widen broaden the conversation, looking at this person now, with what has happened, whether at least till we get to the bottom of this, the confirmation and all. Well, there have been different, sides saying that no, the video is real and all of those. But let's just talk about what we have. With this woman, with her status, she was a former first lady in Oyo State. She's still very much in politics, even though you say she's not really a politician. But then, the status, the figure, the image she has built, she is a voice and the people listen to her. The president himself has made her an ambassador designate. It means that she begins to be an image maker. She is the face of Nigeria in whatever capacity or wherever she'll be posted to, in the coming days. Also talking about these facts, there are several other people who are image makers, who have been talking, who are voices that are on this same list with in the current administration. Let's talk about this image that we are seeing that is being portrayed. People who have said things, people who are being watched, people who have been, on, whatever different issues around them, controversial people. What do you say to this in light, of the Nigeria that we have today, a very, very delicate image that we have, and talking about the status, the image that these people have already, how do we reconcile that? I mean, when these kinds of, statements are out of the country, beyond the shores of Nigeria, how do we reconcile how do we begin to rebuild our image? Do we reconcile these images with these people, with the image we're trying to build for Nigeria?
Okay, you see, let me say this. The democracy we operate today is not something that is indigenous to us. It's something we got from the West. I'm talking about the United States and Europe and all of that. And as of today, we have what you call the shining light of democracy in America, and you have a president who does not give a hoot about the kind of image he's creating. Those things that are done under the carpet, behind the scene, before now by the government of America, are now done in the open, and the president does not apologize in saying some of those things. So if you are taking a cue from that, you might say that the image of democracy in itself is being seriously bashed by the shining light of democracy. But you see, beyond that, we as the people, as Nigerians, we have a duty to ourselves to be mindful of what we say and how we say it. Because we have seen it time and again, just like Ayo mentioned, Femi mentioned earlier, we have seen it time and again where leaders speak and it leads to violence, it leads to destruction of property, of loss of life. And that's why we must be very conscious of what we say and how we say them. In what forum do we say such things? So for me, I think the image thing is a thing that has to do with the individual, because when you are put in an office or when you attain some certain status, you become responsible, not because maybe somebody is holding you responsible, but as a person, you must be responsible enough in what you say, how you say it, and to whom you are saying it. So for me, I think Dr. Mrs. Ajimobi must have taken some good lessons from this. If actually she said it, if she didn't say it like she claimed, okay, but whichever way it is, I'm sure she must have taken lessons from it. And I mentioned something about she not being a politician and all of that. You see, it's a different kettle of fish to be somebody who is into partisan politicking and actively on the ground than to be somebody who is a politician's wife, and then you're trying to fit into that position after the demise of the husband. So I think it's something that will take us some time to get used to. And I want to believe that those who are actively on the field will know better than say things like things that could be translated literally and be inciting in nature.
Right. I'd like to ask, do you expect that there should be a follow-up to this video? I mean, for the purpose of, for going forward, for precedence and for posterity's sake, these types of issues, should they be really followed up? I mean, the Nigeria police, should they issue a statement and probably go further as to, really, really check it out if this is a real video, and probably, take necessary actions? I mean, we're at a time and age where, or at a season where we're trying to, stop all of these, inciting statements, and then also control what we have out there on social media. Should this be taken up?
Mr. Gbadamosi, can you hear? Okay, we'll try and reconnect with him again. Really.
I agree with you. I think.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. I think our security agencies should pay attention to such things on social media and even in the mainstream media. We have too many people who speak in manners that create unnecessary tension within the system. I have heard people like Dirty Baba Ahmed say things that are very, very inciting. I have heard people like Mr. Peter Obi and a number of people like that in the opposition. Opposition does not mean that you will try to incite the public and create tension in the system. No. Opposition is all about you having an alternative to the government in position and presenting that alternative to the people, making them understand why they have to vote you and not those in power. And the very instance, and that's why I always say this, that all politicians should take a cue from former President Goodluck Jonathan, who says that the blood of his ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian. And for me, I think that is the way to go. When politicians become reckless in what they say, it could have consequence. And I think our security operatives should step in and ask questions as to why would you say such a thing? What is the context? And if there's no question to answer, well and good. And if such a person should face the wrath of the law, all good.
Interesting. I was almost saying, to what end? Because what Tope has raised is a very valid question, actually, to say, shouldn't there be interrogation into these? But then, there are Nigerians, you and I know, Mr. Gbadamosi, that will say, okay, if it is found to be true, And yeah, she said it, if, assuming without conceding. So what happened, especially with political hegemony, with the kind of political muscle that people have? So what would the police do about that? But then we'll find out. But let's broaden the conversation and talk about Oyo politics. The same, Dr. Florence Ajimobi is in the APC. Many persons are in the APC. The current Minister of Power, Adelabu, is in the APC. And all eyes on who will succeed, Governor Seyi Makinde from 2027. These are the issues. Governor Seyi Makinde is in the PDP. Definitely, he will be needing a successor or working actively to have possibly his way and the party's way in 2027. So these are some of the things that we are seeing in this time. And maybe, when talking about PDP must go, that was seen in that place that, Madam Ajimobi said, definitely anybody will know that she was talking about the PDP in Oyo State, meaning an APC government must come back. But is she much of, with due respect to her, of a voice to determine who will succeed, Governor Seyi Makinde, either the APC or the PDP? Does she have that following?
Okay. The APC in Oyo State today is in about 3 blocks or thereabouts, and the Ajimobi block is one of it. And there are those who are very loyal to the late governor, and that loyalty still translates to the loyalty to Mrs. Ajimobi. So in talking about the politics of Oyo State, yes, he's a force to reckon with. Yes, there are those who believe in that political bloc, and they want to see her as somebody who leads it. And I think so far she's showing the kind of leadership to push that narrative forward, except for this video that came out of recent. So for me, I think she's somebody who can speak and be listening to, and anybody who is not listening to her when she speaks might be doing that at his own or our own peril, as far as the APC is concerned.
Mr. Gbadamosi, permit me to come in here. Are you saying, Governor Ajimobi, you are the politician, you're on ground there, are you saying the Ajimobi dynasty still has such a following and loyal people to the cause of the late Governor Ajimobi?
Of course, yes. Of course, very much, yes. You see, you need to get to know this when you have an APC gathering, and the name Ajimobi is mentioned, and the reaction and the kind of emotion it generates. So there's still a good number of following of the Ajimobi dynasty in Oyo State, and it's a very strong one too. And I'm sure that anybody who wants to be the governor of Oyo State in APC cannot discountenance that block or ignores that block. And if anybody does that, then he or she is playing with the tickets, as it were.
Now, where does the power minister fit into all of this? Because you can't take away people talking about his ambition. He wanted to be, 3 years ago, possibly still not seeing the same ambition right now. There will always be a, Senator Folari in the equation and all of those things. Now, but let's talk about the power minister. Is he really, more like a prospect as far as, Guba 2027 is concerned?
Oh, well, the Minister of Power has been all over the place since he moved back into the party, but it's one thing for you to have yourself ingrained in the mind of the people, to have the people believe in you and have a followership. One of the things in politics is this: people look at your personnel as to what have you brought to the table over time. Are you that kind of person that is able to accommodate when there are issues on the ground? One of the things that is not working well for Bayo Adelabu today is the fact that he left the APC and went to a court party at a particular point in time. And when he went to a court party, he said quite a number of things then about the APC. And over time, people keep bringing this up and throwing it up continuously. Besides that, you have a situation whereby for me, I think is more or less trying to endear himself to the people right now. Unlike the Ajimobis that are more like ingrained in the mind of the people in the party. And unlike a Folari, who also is seen as a victim who has not been treated rightly. So that is the work the Prime Minister has to do, because he has to look at how do I endear myself to the people within the party for them to be able to trust him enough to give him the party ticket. And I think it's going to be a very tough climb for him, considering the block of the Ajimobi and Teslim Folari.
Thank you so much for your time, and of course, interesting day ahead, talking about your politics. Started from that viral video, which has been denied by the Dr. Florence Ajimobi camp, talking about it is going to be war in 2027. We don't want war in Oyo State. We don't want war anywhere, and we must all do better. And you have made the point, politicians should know what to say and what not to say, especially publicly. Mr. Isiaka Babatunde Gbadamosi, a public affairs analyst, thank you for your time, and we wish you and the good people of Oyo State well.
Thank you very much for having me. Do have a great day.
Yeah, you too. We take this quick break right now. When we return, we come back home, Osun State. The governor of the state, Governor Adeleke, is urging, Mr. President to intervene, saying the Osun workers are suffering. We look into all of that after now.
Our news are reported as it is.
In Africa, and all those who masterminded the way it happened, we have to pay